Hi, welcome back to the channel. I hope you've been well and safe out there. It's been a while since I sat down and did a Catfish video, but this episode reeled me in when I saw a clip of it. Cammy isn't in this episode, but we have Arlissa filling in for her. Arlissa is a singer who has some really great music. I listened to a few songs and I might have to keep those in rotation. Who knew that you could still use MTV for its original purpose? Jeremy has emailed the show because he's feeling suspicious about this gay? I mean, yes, but... Jeremy has emailed the show because he's feeling suspicious about this guy named Alex. Jeremy and Alex had been speaking for about 6 months and everything had been going well until it didn't. Gasp. Who could have seen that coming?
I'm shocked. This is shocking news.
Jeremy explained how it's been difficult for him to meet other guys in his area. So when he met Alex online and they started meshing well, he started thinking that this could be the guy that could be his husband one day. It started getting fishy when Alex ghosted him after they were supposed to meet up, which is very typical. But then some more things didn't add up. The math wasn't mathing.
But over the months, I started noticing issues with the pictures he was sending me. One day, his beard would be short, and the next day, it was long. Then, his child went from being an 8-year-old kid to a toddler.
Oh, wow. Okay, this is getting a little bit wild.
I couldn't ignore that. So finally, I image searched the photos and they went back to a totally different guy named Hunter. I immediately questioned Alex about what was going on. He gave me an explanation, but it doesn't make sense.
I have to say, thank God that he used his brain and did a reverse image search. I can understand in the early 2000s and maybe the 2010s, people didn't know that they could do that, but it's literally one of the easiest ways to search someone up if you suspect a catfish. And if you confront them about it, they only have so many options: lie, ghost, or come clean. Also, is Alex's kid Benjamin Button? If you're gonna lie, at least be consistent with the story that you're giving. When they called Jeremy, he said that many things have changed since he sent his email, especially since Alex had come clean about who he really is. Jeremy had asked Alex to send a video of himself saying his name is Alex, just to know that he has proof of the person that he's speaking with, and it turned out to be a different person, but he's still unsure if this is even the real person he's speaking to. Even that's a huge piece of the puzzle to this catfish mystery that seems to already be solved. Nev and Arlissa still agreed to travel to Arkansas to help Jeremy figure this whole thing out.
Have you had a boyfriend? Like a significant relationship?
Yeah, I've had 2 significant relationships.
And how did you meet those guys?
Online.
Okay, so what app do you typically get on?
Facebook dating.
Oh, okay. Is that where you met Alex?
Yeah, I added Alex on suggested friends. He was very attractive. We started messaging. We hit it off really quick. Texting, calling on the phone for hours. We talk about everything, like my career in the medical field, his kid, what they did on the weekends. And a month into us dating, he was supposed to come down here from Kentucky. He messaged me every time he stopped for gas. And then whenever he was an hour away in Memphis, I lost all contact with him. I went to the extent of contacting the Memphis Police Department to see if any accidents were reported matching his description that day, because for 5 days he wouldn't answer me, respond. I had to make a fake phone number to call him from before he actually answered.
Wow.
When he answered, I was like, hey, I just wanted to make sure you was okay. And then he hung up on me.
First of all, Jeremy gives me the vibes that he's someone who is very chill to be around and seems really sweet. Unless Alex was sharing his live location with Jeremy as he was getting closer to him, I had the suspicion that Alex was sitting at home while Jeremy was eagerly waiting for him. What makes me think that is the fact that he ghosted Jeremy for 5 days after that happened, and then when Jeremy called him, he hung up on him, which I think means that you have a guilty conscience because you know what you did was up. A month later, a whole ass 28, sometimes 29, 30, or 31 days later, they talked about what happened and he explained that he got cold feet and turned around. Jeremy is much nicer than I am because he said that he forgave Alex after that happened. I'm just saying, you think you could play in my face and I'm supposed to take you back like that?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, play with your mama or somewhere else where it's safe for you. But I understand why he quickly forgave him because they've built up this relationship and he said that they have both said that they are in love with each other. So it's hard for him to let that go, but the inconsistencies were getting too big to ignore.
There was, some red flags, like he wouldn't video chat because he said his camera was broke. He had sent me a picture of his son one weekend, and the picture that he had sent me was of a toddler. And the previous picture I had seen of him and his son is 8 years old. But also some of his pictures, like his beard would be longer, and he would just be like, well, I groomed more that day or something stupid like that. So I decided to do a image search, and the first profile that popped up was a mugshot.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it was a gentleman with a different name and a different age.
But same guy.
Yes, same guy. And so I messaged him, and I'm just like, hey, well, I think I found your twin. And funny story is, he lives in Kentucky, it says.
Which is where Alex says he lives.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he says that he legally changed his first and last name.
Oh. He legally changed his name. Oh, I'm sure.
You just made that up.
Is it that far-fetched? Yes and no, but I could tell you just made that shit up on the spot. I hate when people think that you aren't that intelligent or you're so gullible that you'll just accept anything that you're told. There's nothing wrong with staying curious because you never know what kind of story someone is trying to sell you on for whatever reason they think is justifiable. That doesn't mean not to trust anyone, but it gets to a certain point with some people that you have to second guess what they tell you until it can be verified. Jeremy is starting to feel like he cannot trust Alex, and even a moment when Alex decided to be honest with him, it was met with suspicion because he's been lying about other things up to this point. When he sent that video and picture, it was clearly a different guy, but still, we don't really know if that's even you. Now, saying that the guy in the photos is different from the person you've been speaking to for all these months seems like the case is closed and the problem has solved itself and everyone can go home, but Jeremy still wants to meet face-to-face with Alex because he has a lot to answer for. Even though he seemingly revealed his true identity, that doesn't mean that everything can carry on like casual business.
He called me right after he sent the video, and he's like, so what do you think about my video? You wanted it to go straight back into everything's supposed to be fine. And that makes me feel uncomfortable because I sent pictures to somebody that wasn't the person I thought I was sending pictures to, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It makes me feel the type of way that he has my pictures and stuff.
Also, have you guys had conversations that were, or texts that were like sexual?
Yes.
What about like X-rated pictures?
Yes.
Is sending sexy pictures something that you typically do?
No, not typically.
So that was already outside of your comfort zone?
Yes.
But he kept asking, or what?
Yes, sir. Kept pressing me for it, so I just did it.
I feel so bad for Jeremy because the more he speaks, I can tell that he really was putting himself out there for someone who he thought was being genuine with him, but turned out to be an imposter. I mean, he stepped out of his comfort zone and sent intimate photos to him, and now he has to worry about the stranger having access to and possession of them. He has no idea what this man can be doing with them, and all of this is something that he does not deserve after he's been so vulnerable with this person. It's investigation time, and Jeremy has sent all the information he has available for Alex to Nev and Arlissa for them to get to the bottom of who's behind this profile. The first thing they did was reverse image search the picture of Alex that was sent when he revealed his identity, but there weren't any results for that. So they searched his full name and some interesting things popped up.
So let's keep going. Let's do a search just for Alex. See if that's a real person and he shows up on the internet anywhere. Wait, what's this? This is Twitter? Another fake account.
Yeah.
Again, with the Hunter pictures. Just a simple redneck from Kentucky, 33, gay. Beware, this profile does contain X-rated. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
I didn't know you could do that on Twitter.
You can.
I did not know that.
Twitter, you can put anything.
Wow.
Yeah, and this is definitely a profile by the same guy.
Yes, but it's never his face, ever. This poor guy, Hunter.
That's really messed up.
Yeah.
Girl, you can damn near do any and all on those Twitter streets. It really is the wild, wild west over there. Memes, adult content, news. As the naked mole rat who owns it likes to say, it's the everything app. But my question about this Twitter account is whose photos and videos are he using? I know that there are a lot of people on Twitter who just repost things and or they just use images of people that aren't themselves, but we know that the person in that profile picture is not Alex, and he's probably sent things to Jeremy as well. So whose stuff have you been stealing? It's so weird because using someone's selfies is one thing, but you've been stealing people's nudes, passing it off as your own, and that's just really creepy. The next thing they did was look up the name of the Cash App account that Jeremy had sent Alex money to one time. The weird thing about this account is that it has the name Jenna Lynn, who is supposedly Alex's aunt, but when you look at her photo on Facebook, things aren't looking right.
What about this person?
Isn't that kind of weird? She kind of looks like Alex number 2, doesn't she? Don't they kind of look similar?
Oh my God, actually.
Right? I think the long blonde hair is just Photoshop.
Oh yeah, the photos are heavily
Super
edited.
filtered.
And the eyes are so similar. Oh my God, this is
Kinda looks like.
This is wild. That is him.
It's gotta be. So does that mean that we found Alex's alter ego? Let's see if we get anything.
Carl.
That
So
could be
that's
his real name.
Alex, yeah.
31, which
Yeah, that checks out.
makes sense.
Not 34.
Kentucky, right? Okay, so now let's look up Carl. Let's see if we can find a Facebook. Who's that?
Oh my
That's
God,
him.
it's like him.
That's gotta be him.
Oh my God.
Oh wait, that bandana looks familiar. I feel like I saw this back here on Jenna Lynn's page. Hold on.
Oh goodness.
There it is, the same bandana.
The way they caught that with a quickness was so hilarious to me because honestly, I don't think I would have figured it out that quickly. Nev took one look and knew something was off.
Say, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
So Hunter is Alex, Alex is Carl, Carl is Jenna Lynn, and none of this is making any sense. Turns out Carl was being truthful about who he really is, but when you throw Jenna Lynn into the mix, it only further complicates the story. Okay, you got your persona as Jenna Lynn, but why didn't you tell Jeremy about that? And I know it's not something that you're ashamed of because you got a whole ass public Facebook account for her. Nev then came up with the theory that maybe Carl is using this Jenna Lynn account to scam other people into sending him money. Now, I don't really know about that, but I wouldn't put it past Carl to do something like that. He's been a deceiving person so far, so really anything could be assumed about him. When I sat down with Jeremy to explain everything that they found, Jeremy got worried when they brought up the Twitter account because if Carl has been using other people's adult content and posting it on this account, does that mean that maybe the photos that he sent him are floating around there on the internet? And I know some people can say that, oh, well, he should never done that if he's going to be worried about it. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend like that has been something that's become normalized in the age of having phones and internet. Yeah, people send each other explicit things sometimes, but they're doing it with the hopes that this person is someone they can trust with it. So he's worried about that and rightfully disgusted about it because he really thought that this man was someone who he could trust with photos like that. They then showed Jeremy the Jenna Lynn account and he quickly realized that it is Carl, but with makeup and a shake and go.
Be nice.
I'm finding it.
It take you that long to find it?
It does.
I'm so sorry. I couldn't help myself. He's catfishing somebody, so I feel like I can talk about his wig. Anyway, all of this information is hitting Jeremy at once, and he's really starting to question his relationship he's had with Alex/Carl.
I mean, obviously, I'm probably not the only person he's been doing this to. There's a lot of questions like why? Why do this kind of stuff to people?
Why didn't he tell you his name was Carl?
I've been honest with him about everything from the get-go, and I've told him that, you know, I'm a very understanding person as well, so why just keep on lying about stuff? I don't know what to really say about it all. It's really messed up. It's like some big screwed up game.
You know, even after watching Catfish after all this time, I still get caught up on the why of it all. I know that sometimes it actually ends up being an actual person in the photos, but most of the time it's just people lying and wasting other people's time. They know in the back of their mind that eventually this person that they're speaking to is going to want to meet them to make sure that they're actually real. And in a catfish's mind, they have to know that that is never going to end well. Now, Jeremy is still open to the idea of meeting Carl. Questions still need to be answered, and there's no way that Carl is going to get away from the situation without taking any kind of accountability.
Hi, is this Alex?
Yeah.
Hey, Alex. My name's Neve from the show Catfish. I am trying to help someone that you know who has been trying to meet up with you for a while.
Jeremy.
Yes, that is correct. And I'm hoping that you are willing to kind of meet up and come clean.
Yes, of course.
Okay, well, I'm happy to hear that. How and when would we be able to meet up with you? Alex? You still there?
I need a minute to think.
Through text, he said that he didn't want to rush into meeting Jeremy because he doesn't want to blow it. We're already past that shit, buddy. You blew it the moment that you reached out to him as Alex. Let's get that clear. He said that he really wants to make a good first impression. Do you really think that is important and top priority at this juncture?
I don't think so.
Your priorities are a little f***ed up, but at least you agreed to meet up. Nev, Arlissa, and Jeremy made their way to Kentucky, and the next morning they were getting ready to meet Carl. I just want to take a moment to talk about Arlissa's dress because she looks so beautiful in it. She called it her reveal dress, and I thought it was so cute. She said, I don't know if I have another chance to do this, so I'm gonna do it big, and I appreciate that. Carl did give them an address of a park where they could meet up, but he changed it because he said there were too many people there, opting to meet at a farmhouse that his friend rents. I don't know why, but given that second location gave me red flags. As Detective JJ Bittenbiter said, you should always avoid a second location. When they show up at the farmhouse, everyone is surprised and a bit relieved to see that it is actually Carl there, but it doesn't make this whole situation any less weird or awkward.
I'm sorry I lied. My feelings for you were true. I do love you. I care about you.
I mean, that's just hard for me to believe with all of this. Why go to those lengths to lie to me?
I was just really nervous and afraid that you wouldn't accept me for who I was.
What was actually true? What about the different accounts? Like Jenna Lynn.
I don't know who that is.
Well, the Cash App was Jenna Lynn, and then you had a Facebook in that person's name.
Jenna Lynn is my name that I use for drag.
But just now, when he asked you who Jenna Lynn was, you said, I don't know who that is. Your default response was to lie.
I cannot stand a person who is just lying to lie for the fuck of it. Again, we know that Jenna Lynn is a part of yourself that you're not trying to keep hidden away, so why did you do that? I'm so glad that Nev called out immediately how lying has become this man's default response when confronted about something. This is the perfect opportunity to be open and honest about everything, and the fact that you're up here still hiding things about yourself is very scary. Clearly, there are some deep-seated issues here that cannot be addressed all at once, but let's continue. When Eve asked Carl if he had been using the Jenna Lynn Facebook and Cash App accounts to get money from other people, he responded by saying no, is nothing like that. See, the problem is we're not inclined to believe anything that you say at this point.
What about like the Twitter account in Alex's name with a lot of nudity? Or my pictures that I've sent you posted on that Twitter account?
No.
Or anywhere else?
No.
I really feel more comfortable if they were deleted.
I don't have any pictures of you on my phone, I swear.
Kind of hard for me to believe with everything.
I understand, but I'm telling you the truth.
Nah, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and pull out that phone so we can go to the gallery, because we already know that telling the truth is not your forte. Let's go to that gallery, the trash folder, the private album, and your secure folder to check them hidden photos to make sure that it's not there. I want and need every bit of evidence to make sure that you do not have my photos anymore.
Receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots, everything.
I can't remember where in this conversation, but he did admit that he does not, in fact, have a kid. And of course, this is separate from the more explicit photos, but I couldn't help but question this when we learn that he likes to use photos that aren't authentic. Who in the fuck child's photos did you use to send to Jeremy? It's already messed up that you're using other adults' photos, but the fact that you're using some random children's photos for your twisted little game is incredibly worrying. I'm not saying that I am suspecting him of doing this, but there are other people who will do things with those photos, so you have to be extremely careful when you are mindlessly sharing things like that. Also, I do not understand what was his reasoning for adding that to this Alex person that he was trying to sell to Jeremy, because neither one of them have children. So what's the point of adding that to your backstory for your character, especially when you can't even keep the age correct? They asked him how long has he been catfishing as other people, and he said that he's had the Alex profile for 3 years, but he's been doing this since graduating high school. He said the reason he did it was for attention, more specifically romantic attention, because it's hard for him to meet people in his area.
Have you ever tried dating just without using a fake person?
I have, but it didn't go nowhere. I wasn't getting anybody interested.
And that's what led you to start creating fake ones?
Yeah, I did it for attention.
Is this something that you still want to keep up, or do you think it's time to retire all of these lies?
I can retire them for him.
But don't you think it would be a good idea to retire them for yourself?
Maybe, yeah.
I'm so glad that Arlissa asked Carl that question, because it shows you where his head is at. I understand why he wants to have a romantic connection with someone, because as humans, that's something that we tend to crave at one point or another, but he's gone about it the wrong way. Even if everything else about him were true, he still was not being upfront and honest, because you still created this person who does not exist. When a person who's been deceived learns that information, they're probably not going to be so forgiving in that moment. And I can see in his face and hearing his voice that he's just hoping and praying that Jeremy will forgive him. Jeremy has already extended a large part of himself to him, and at this point, it wouldn't surprise me if he feels like he's been wasting his time. How could this connection remain strong when it's been built on a fault? To love and to be loved is to be vulnerable. If you cannot show the makings of yourself, what makes you believe that you deserve any part of anyone else?
I mean, I get where you're coming from about being in a small town, feeling that the Alex profile was your way of kind of reaching out from there. But like, I'm from a small town also. I live in a town of 600 people. I didn't go, make another profile to meet other people like that. It's hurtful. I really opened up to you and felt like I knew you. I felt like there was a lot of potential for there being something. Me talking to Alex and it not really being who you said you were, it's like you took that choice away from me to be able to choose to catch feelings for you. It's really messed up.
Makes it feel like it was nothing to you.
Like a big joke.
But you weren't a joke to me, and when you asked me to send you the video, I did.
But you still sent it as Alex.
I swear no more lies.
I think it's important that you recognize that it means deactivate the Alex Facebook, the Alex Twitter. Do you think that's something you're prepared to do?
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't his intention, he still did something that caused pain and confusion to another person. Jeremy, being sweet as always, said that he's willing to still be Carl's friend, but it's going to take him time to trust him again. I'm going to be honest, whatever this relationship is, it can go straight in the trash. Throughout the entire meeting, I feel like Carl is more worried about not losing his connection with Jeremy rather than being genuinely remorseful about his actions. Like he told Jeremy, I swear no more lies. Well, you just did it again. You fabricated so many things, so how is he to know that you're not just saying whatever you think is right at the moment in hopes that he won't drop you as he should? And maybe he is actually sorry, but to me, it's coming off as a performance rather than someone who is genuinely sorry about what they've done.
And seen for the actress.
All right, so 2 months have passed, and I want y'all to make predictions for how you think the relationship between Jeremy and Carl ended up.
What's new? Anything since we last hung out?
Not really. I've just been working on myself, I guess. I haven't been getting out in the dating world again yet.
Right.
But he's tried messaging me as Alex. He still has that account up, still using that account.
Wait, really? So Carl still has the Alex account and you've seen it active?
Yeah, that's where he tries messaging me on.
Wow. So are you still talking to him or no?
No, clearly he's not changing any of his ways. I mean,
sounds like Carl has a lot of work he needs to do. So I think while he's doing that, it's probably best that you give him space.
Yes, sir.
There's a big world out there and plenty of wonderful guys that would love to meet you.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, Nev.
All right, Jeremy.
You take care.
Later, bud.
Yeah, unfortunately, I kind of expected that to happen. But I'm glad that Carl is staying away from Jeremy because Jeremy doesn't need any of that energy that Carl has to be interfering with his life and happiness.
Get away from her!
I'm gonna say this. I can understand why Carl did this, but I do not condone any of his actions. I really hope for his sake that he's making attempts to separate himself from the Alex profiles and catfishing in general, because you spent a lot of your adult life not being yourself. You probably created so many stories for however many characters you had throughout the years, and you probably don't really even know yourself anymore. Even though I really hate that you play with Jeremy's heart, get to know yours first. I can see that there are probably some insecurities that you're dealing with, but you need to address that with a therapist instead of spending most of your time lying to people. You're on a hunt for love, but you don't even love yourself enough to just be who you are.
If you can't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen?
Amen. Amen.
That's all I have for y'all, and I'm sure I've got out all my thoughts, but I do hope that Jeremy is still open to the idea of trusting someone else and finding someone who could be his husband one day. He's really kind and he deserves someone who will match that. Okay, so I ended up finding a Reddit thread about this episode of Catfish, and people are sharing their thoughts about, Carl's general vibe, and the general consensus was that they feel like this episode was boring. I didn't really find it that boring. I mean, I made a whole video about it, but that's besides the point. Apparently, Jeremy ended up commenting on this thread. He shared how Carl ended up blocking him. In his comment, he said, yeah, he's still using that fake account too. He blocked me because I told him not to be mean. He needed psychiatric help because it wasn't healthy for him to be so wrapped up into living a fake life, pretending to be someone else. Mentally, that just isn't healthy for someone. You should be yourself. Let someone know the real you, not someone you're pretending to be. I was genuine, so that really bothered me. Does it really surprise us that he was still using that account? I bet this year he's still using it. This comment was made last year in 2025 and the episode aired in 2024. So it just seems like this guy didn't change at all. But like I said, I'm very happy that he's staying away from Jeremy. I might do some more Catfish videos because there are some episodes that I didn't cover that are interesting. If you want to check out more of these types of videos, you can click on the playlist that will show up somewhere in a moment on the screen, and you can watch the other Catfish videos I've done along with his sister show Ghosted. That playlist will also be included in the description and a pinned comment as usual. Let me know your thoughts about this episode in the comments down below, and until next time, make sure to take care of yourselves, do something kind for yourself, stay safe out here with the summer heat. Goodbye.